Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Bayu Adji Pamungkas, a student from Economic Education Study Program, Accounting Concentration in the Economic Faculty of State University of Jakarta. Will present my thesis presentation entitled The Influence of Return on Equity, Earning per Share, and Book Value per Share on Share Price. Chapter 1. Introduction. There are some points that I make as a background to my research problem. The first is the level of investor in the Indonesian Stock Exchange experience growth based on data from the Indonesian Central Securities Depository, who is 1.05 million new investor, or ranked second below mutual fund with 1.6 million new investor. And the second is You Nabung Saham is the program that has been set to educating public about share since 2015. Based on data from single use, there are 700,000 new investors from this program. And the third, in addition, there is an increase in the return resulting from investment in share seen from the movement of share price since 13 years ago at the level if 1,000 increased periodically until 2018 reached 6,500. This is show that share investment can produce satisfactory returns. And the fourth, return obtained through process of fundamental analysis become one of analysis that looks at the company performance from financial side indeed. The ratio in the financial statement are analyzed regularly to see company financial performance for year to year. And the fifth or the last, there are several ratios that are often used in analyze a company financial statement, such as price to earning ratio, price to book value, earning per share, return on equity, and book value per share. However, return on equity, earning per share, and book value per share ratio is become important ratio to see company financial quality from year to year in making profits and prospering shareholders. Financial quality with evaluation ratio will be conferred with company's share price and how it affect. And the problem formulation is there a return on equity influence on the share price? And the second, is there earning per share influence on share price? And the third, is there book value per share influence on the share price? And the last, is there return on equity, earning per share, and book value per share influence together on share price? And the research objective is this study aims to obtain valid data and fact also can believe it from the problem formulation that has been set. Chapter 2. Theoretical study. We are going to start from conceptual description and we are going to variable 1, the share price. The share price is the value of the current stock which must be sacrificed by the investor and formed through mechanism of supply and demand between seller and buyer at the stock exchange. And the indicator is the closing price. And another variable is return on equity. Return on equity is the ratio is used to demonstrate the level of efficiency of the company in managing and using capital, whether is own capital or capital gain from investment to earn profit. And the indicator is net profit after tax and stockholder equity. And another variable is earning per share. Earning per share is a ratio that shows the level of profit to be received by shareholder from the available net income for every one share owned. And the indicator is net profit after tax and number of share outstanding. Book value per share. Book value per share is the right of shareholder in each share held for asset owned by the company that will be given when the company is liquidated. The indicator is total equity and the number of share outstanding. In this research, I use relevant research is written by Natalis and Frankie in 2019, and the title is the analysis of the influence of factor influencing stock price on the companies listed on the Indonesian Stock Exchange. This is the theoretical framework. The first one is return on equity to share price. Based on expert, high return on equity value will have implication for high share price. And the second is earning per share to share price. In the opinion of expert, a good earning per share value reflects the prosperity of shareholder as reflected by high share price. And the third is book value per share to share price. In the opinion of expert, a good book value per share determines company share price capacity. A good book value per share ratio is accordance with the share price. The last is return on equity, earning per share, and book value per share to share price. In the opinion of experts, return on equity, earning per share, and book value per share are included in microeconomic factors that influence the share price from the company itself. And then I manage the research hypothesis. The first one is return on equity affect the share price. Second, earning per share affect the share price. And the third, book value per share affect the share price. And the last, is return on equity, earning per share, and book value per share affect the share price together. Chapter 3. Research Methodology. The research method that will be used is descriptive statistic with a quantitative approach. The population of this research is 168 companies engaged in manufacturing sector which are listed on Indonesian Stock Exchange in 2018. And the sample is collected where 98 companies engaged in the manufacturing sector which were listed on Indonesian Stock Exchange in 2018 with a proposing sampling method. The data collecting technique. The data collection in this research is secondary data that is collected through on the Indonesian Stock Exchange. And the data analysis technique is first, descriptive statistic analysis, test requirement analysis, classic assumption test, the fourth, analysis of regression equation, and the fifth, hypothesis testing, analysis of multiply correlation coefficient, and the last is test coefficient of determination. Chapter 4, result and discussion. And this is the share price data description. The highest score is 4.3 obtained by Multibintang Indonesia, which share price is 20,175, and the lowest score is 1.7 obtained by Primarindo Asia Infrastruktur, which share price is 50. And this is the return on equity data description. The highest score is 1.59 obtained by Hanjaya Mandala Sampurna, which return on equity is 38.55, and the lowest score is 0.5 obtained by Indopoly Swakarsa Industry, which return on equity is 3.14. Earning per share data description. The highest score is 3.18 obtained by Indah Kiat Pulp and Paper, with earning per share is 1,505, and the lowest score is 0.94 obtained by Langgeng Makmur Industry, with earning per share is 9. And this is the book value per share data description. The highest score is 4.15 obtained by Supreme Cable Manufacturing, with book value per share is 14,172, and the lowest score is 1.53 obtained by Eversign Text, with book value per share is 34. And this is the result of normality test. We can see that the assigned sig total value is 0.2, it's more than 0.05, and the curve of normal PEP plot follow a diagonal line. Both of these indicate that these data are normally distributed. And this is the result of linearity test. And we can see in the variable x1 to y, this is the dividend from linearity is 0.693, is more than 0.05, and in the variable x2 to y, its dividend from linearity 0.98, more than 0.05, and the variable 3 to y, the dividend from linearity is 0.966, more than 0.05, and all data is linear. From these two tests, this result data pass the analyzed requirement test, multicollinearity test, and this is the result. We can see the p-value from return on equity as the variable x1 is 2.964, is less than 10, and the earning per share is 7.203, is less than 10, and the book value is 5.864, is less than 10, and we can see with the tolerance value in the return on equity variable, we can see that is 0.337, is more than 0.1, and the earning per share is 0.139, is more than 0.1, and the book value per share is 0.171, is more than 0.1. And there is data is from this test, disprove this data of this result didn't have multicollinearity problems. And this is the heteroscedasticity test. In this test, I used the Glacier test and obtained the following result. The first one in return on equity is the value is 0.978, is more than 0.05, and the earning per share is 0.679, is more than 0.05, and the book value per share is 0.913, is more than 0.05. And the data spread above and below or around the number of zero and spreads point down from either wavy or diagonal patterns. From these two tests, prove that data of these results didn't have heteroscedasticity problems. This is the autocorrelation test, the last test of classic assumption test. In this test, I used run test and obtained the result value of assigned sig total is 0.685 is more than 0.05. That means data of this result didn't have autocorrelation problem. Analysis of regression equation. And we can see that y is equal is 1.2 egg 1. There is a constant value of 1.281, it means that its return on equity, earning per share, and book value per share value is 0, then share price is 1.281. Regression coefficient of x1 or return on equity is minus 0.168. It means that each addition of one value to variable return on equity will provide decrease in a value is 0.168 at the share price. Regression coefficient of x2 or earning per share is 0.802. It means that each addition of one value to variable earning per share will provide an increase of value 0.802 at share price. The regression coefficient of x2 is 0.112. It means that each addition of one value to variable book value per share will provide an increase in a value is 0.112 at the share price. The test what obtained the t-table is 1.98552 with formula is n minus k minus 1. And we can see that return on equity is minus 0.704, is more than 0.19852, and there is a negative effect. And the second is earning per share. The value is 4.397, is more than 1.98552, and there is the positive effect. And we can see the book value per share is 0.913, less than 1.98552, and there is no effect of book value per share at the share price. This is the F test. Was obtained, F table is 2.5 with the formula K with n minus K. The result of F value is 52.767, is more than 2.7. That means return on equity, earning per share, and book value per share has stimulus effect on the share price. By correlation coefficient, the R value is 0.792. That shows that there are strong relationship because the value of R approach 1. And this is the test coefficient of determination. The R square value is 0.627. The result means that the ability of return on equity, earning per share, and book value per share variables stimulus D to explain share price variable is 62.7%. And this is the discussion. The effect of return on equity on share price is negative. That means if return on equity value is low, the share price value is high. And the second, the effect of earning per share on the share price is positive. That means if return on equity or earning per share value is high, and the share price value also high. And there is no effect of book value per share on share price. If book value per share is high or low, there is no effect on the share price. Chapter 5. Conclusion, implication, and suggestion. The first is conclusion. Based on the result of analysis data, it can be concluded that each variable projects a different effect on the share price. There is a negative effect, positive effect, and no effect. And the implication. The implication is that there are 4 points: share price, return on equity, earning per share, and book value per share. And researchers suggest that company pay attention to the welfare of the shareholder, which is realized by preparing financial statements that are in accordance with the facts and made truthfully. That is my presentation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.